What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. As always, like to remind you guys, if you want to donate to my channel, if you want to show love to my channel, you can do so in the links provided in the description box below. Now, I want to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, I'm joining that bandwagon. A lot's expected of this club. Yes, sir. A lot is expected of this club next year. Anthony Davis recently said that he thinks he's the best player in the world. He said that, he can pretty much do it all. He can post up, he can shoot from deep, mid-range, defend, block shots. He can do it all. He thinks he's the most complete player in the league. And, I like that confidence. I'm just not used to guys. Well, no, Charles Barkley used to do it too. Charles Barkley used to brag on his game too. So I can't say that I'm not used to hearing people say it, but not to the regularity that I hear people brag about themselves. Excuse me. Guess you could say I'm not impressed. Nah, I'm just yawning. But Anthony Davis is a good player, very good player, man. But in my opinion, you have to prove your mettle in the playoffs. All right. It helps to win a championship, but even if you don't win a championship, even if you don't, as long as you go down, as they say, on your shield, you know what I'm saying, pouring your guts out. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you go down swinging, you go down with all guns blazing, then you still should earn the respect of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Charles Barkley never won a championship. And yeah, Charles Barkley had some bad games. Everybody has bad games. But I remember Charles Barkley more often than not coming up big for his team despite losses. 78 mentioned this in the video. Sometimes it does come down to luck. It does come down to luck. And sometimes it comes down to bad luck. You wonder what would have happened if Dan Marley didn't shoot that total air ball, in Game 6 of the 93 finals. I mean, he shot a absolute air ball. So you wonder what would have happened if he made that bucket. Would we still be talking about Charles Barkley not having a championship? But back to the Lakers. The reason I'm talking about the Lakers is because I'm wondering what this club's going to do. I remember the Miami Heat, the Heatles, all of that, hype they got. LeBron James not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, blah, 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 all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I remember they started off slow. They had chemistry issues. I think they started off at one point like 8-7, 9-7. They didn't have a great record. Now, ultimately, they wound up with a respectable record. I can't remember the exact record, but I want to say it was like 50 something wins, I guess. They had a streak. I know they started turning around sometime in that season, but they started off slow. But they did ultimately make it to the NBA Finals, where they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, a series that on paper they should have won. And perhaps they would have won if LeBron James didn't have the worst series in his career at the very wrong possible time. Now, LeBron James has gone on to make amends for that What he did in the 2015 NBA Finals was nothing short of remarkable, except for the shooting percentage, which I didn't like. But you get a pass for that because he was basically doing everything out there, rebounding, passing, scoring. So you get a pass for shooting only 38% or so from the floor because he was just basically after the first 4 games, he was exhausted. And I think he just wore down. Okay, but still, the fact that team went to the finals their first year was still rather impressive. So basically, what I'm saying is, will this Laker team do something similar? Can they make it to the NBA Finals? And I have to tell you something. In my gut, I don't think they're I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to get to the Western Conference Finals, but I'm not convinced that they're going to win that they are going to win the championship this year. Why do I think that? I don't know, man. I just see something. I don't know. Anthony Davis is somewhat injury prone. He's not like a guy that's going to just get injured and miss like half the season or some shit like that, but he's somewhat injury prone. He misses games here or there. I wonder about LeBron James. You know, I wonder if what happened last year is the beginning of what's to come as far as maybe him becoming a little bit more injury prone. I do worry about that. I still worry about this lineup and how everybody's going to play. Exactly who's going to be where. It was reported a couple days ago that LeBron James is going to play point guard. Now Vogel, who insisted he's in charge, is saying that no, I never said anything about LeBron James being the point guard. So maybe their point guard is going to be, what's the fellow's name? Avery Bradley. So if he's at the point guard and maybe Danny Green's the shooting guard or wherever, where is LeBron? Is he going back to his traditional small forward position? So who's the 4 and 5? Davis generally doesn't like to play the 5. So is that Cousins, Davis, James, Danny Green, Avery Bradley? Now, as far as the backcourt, that's a pretty good defensive backcourt. But LeBron James, of course, at this stage of his career, is not a good defensive player. He tends to get lit up on defense. I hate to say it, but on the defensive end, this time you really can't say it's just Cousins. That's the weak link. I don't know, man. I just don't. Well, I don't want to pick on this guy too much, man, LeBron James, but the last couple of years, any team that he's been on, and part of it's the media's fault because they put such a microscope on these guys that it's just bound to start. You put a microscope on these guys for too long, it's bound to cause burns. And you just can't help but think that there's going to be some type of tension, some type of chaos, something going on with the Lakers this upcoming season. It's not going to be smooth sailing. I can just see it. I can just see Anthony Davis, even though he's smiling in his picture now, I can see by February he's going to have a perpetual frown on his face at times because he's never really dealt with extensive media day after day after day when he's playing with New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different atmosphere when you're playing in Los Angeles, and it's a whole different atmosphere when you're playing with LeBron, Ramon, James. Totally different. So yeah, you do wonder about this team. They're going to be the most covered team, of course, by far. Every little losing streak they go on, if they go on a 2-game losing streak, it's the end of the world. And if they lose, let's say they lose 2 or 3 games in a row, the media is going to look for someone to blame. Even if LeBron James is statistically having a down year, or if he's having a streak where he's not scoring the ball well, the media narrative is most likely going to be, well, LeBron James, I think not tickets, excuse me, 78 said something about this. The media narrative is probably going to be something like, well, LeBron James is in his 17th year. You can't expect LeBron James to do everything. Uh, DeMarcus Cousins is going to have to step up. Anthony Davis is going to have to step up. Danny Green is going to have to step up. It's not going to be, hey, well, we keep saying LeBron James is one of the best 5 players in the league, but he's not playing like it. No, they're not going to do that. LeBron's going to get the biggest pass in the history of media, and they're going to blame everybody else. And I can see it. I can see this team. I know a lot of people think this team's going to win like 65, 66 games. I don't see it. I think they're going to win maybe at best 57 games, maybe. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be a playoff caliber team, but as far as them winning the championship this year, I just don't see it. I don't think they're quite going to do it yet. They still got to gel. They still got to get the right pieces, get some kinks out. And I also don't think that Vogel is the right coach for this team. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Vogel getting LeBron James respect. The last coach that LeBron James respected in any way, shape, or form was Tyronn Lue. And of course he respected Pat Riley. And it wasn't a coincidence that those are the 2 coaches that he won championships with. Because I don't think he respects Frank Vogel. Who the fuck is Frank Vogel? What the fuck has he done? I think he had some good years with the Pacers, a team that LeBron thwarted, a team that LeBron owned when he was with Miami. Doesn't respect him. Now he might respect Jason Kidd a little bit more. Maybe Lionel Hollins, maybe. But that's just my take on it, man. Tell me what you guys think, man. I just don't see it with this team, man. I think they're going to do well. They're going to do much better compared to last year. If that's if you're comparing it to next year, then yeah, this year's going to be great. But as far as them winning the title, I'm not certain about that. Tell me what you guys think, though.